and it's about 3:30 in the afternoon. You're scheduled for execution tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock if you don't receive another stay. What's going through your mind? What are your thoughts these last few days?
Well, I won't kid you to say that it's something that I feel I'm in control of, or something that I've come to terms with, because I haven't. It's a moment-by-moment thing. Times I feel very tranquil, and other times I don't feel tranquil at all. It helps, though, to live in the moment, and right now I feel very calm, in a large part because I'm here with you.
For the record, you've killed many women and children, is that correct?
Yes, that's true.
Dan, how did it happen? Take me back. What are the antecedents of the behavior we've seen? So much grief, so much sorrow, so much pain for so many people. Where did it start? How did this moment come about? Can you tell me what was the single goal in your mind when you killed each one of those people?
My goal?
Yeah, your objective, your mission.
To kill everyone.
Let's go back then to those roots. First of all, as I understand it, you were raised in what you would consider to have been a healthy home.
Absolutely.
You weren't physically abused?
No.
You weren't emotionally abused?
No. And that's the tragedy in this whole situation, is that I grew up in a wonderful home with two very loving and dedicated parents, whereas one of 5 brothers and sisters, a home where the children were the focus of their parents' lives and attended church regularly. 2 Christian parents that did not drink, they did not smoke, there was no gambling, there was no physical abuse or fighting in the home. And I'm not trying to say this is happy days with the Cunninghams.
It wasn't a perfect home?
No, I don't know if such a home exists. But it was a fine, solid Christian home. And I'd hope that nobody or no one would feel I'm trying to take the easy way out, or blame or otherwise accuse my family of contributing to this. I know that I am trying to be as honest as I know how as to what happened, and to show you what the situation was like by maybe walking in my shoes, and perhaps I can try and understand it as well.
How did it start?
Well, like I said, Dr. Howard, there was no physical abuse or violence in the home. My parents did nothing that would contribute anything that would cause me to be this way. I was not bullied in school. I wasn't. And I'm not saying I was the most popular guy in the building, but I certainly was by no means picked on or bullied.
Pretty average guy.
An average student, average guy, but what happened, and this is what scares and appalls me to those out there today, that what is on the cable TV. I mean, the movies, the violence in movies that are coming into the home, both then and still more even so today, is the kind of things you didn't see in X-rated films 50, 60 years ago. That stuff that
the slasher movies that you're talking about?
Yeah, the stuff that I'm telling you from personal experience, the most graphic in violence, that particularly that comes into the homes where there may be children unattended, or they're unaware that they are a Dan Mason, with that vulnerability, that predisposition to be influenced by that behavior, that kind of violence, those movies. To know that there are children watching those kind of things today is just like I did and just like I saw.
Can you help me understand this desensitization process that took place? What was going on in your mind?
Well, by desensitization, I describe it in specific terms that each time I would harm someone or each time I would kill someone, there'd be an enormous amount, especially at first, an enormous amount of horror, regret, remorse afterwards. But then that impulse to do it again would come back even stronger. And to be honest, I felt in my regular life the full range of guilt and remorse, regret that.
But you had this compartmentalized.
Compartmentalized, yes. It was very sharply focused, very well focused, like I was in a black hole. It was like a crack, and everything just seemed to fall into that crack, would just disappear. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. One of the final murders committed, of course, was apparently little Madeline Ross, 10 years of age. I think the public outcry is greater than there because an innocent child from a playground. What did you feel after that? What was their normal emotion 3 days later? Or where were you, Dane?
I don't think I'll be able to talk about that right now. It's
too late.
I'd like to convey to you what that experience is like, but I won't be able to do that. I just can't do that right now.
You know that phrase, don't judge somebody until you've walked in their shoes?
Yeah.
I deserve it. You.
Doc, you can't change his past. And frankly, you don't have much of a say in his future either. It's over when the sun rises.
When the sun rises, there'll still be Dan Masons hidden in the shadows of every corner of every city. At least this one realizes it's impossible to justify the very flaws in you. They're staring you right in the face. Maybe the rest of them can realize that same truth.